Hello viewers, now we are seeing the demo video of NukkadShop POS software. NukkadShop POS solution is Android based cloud connected solution. This is like the way we use an Android based mobile. It's something very much similar. Whatever the data related to the retail is stored in cloud. Now when we click on this menu button, here we get to see this NukkadShop POS application. If I click on this application, we get to see the login page. In this login page, if you are a registered retail outlet with NukkadShops, you will be provided with the credentials to login. So you can just enter the credentials and get started. If you are not registered with NukkadShops, we have a register button here. Click on the register button. You can register with the owner information and all the details related to owner here. Coming to the login screen, I just entered my credentials here. Login. And this is the home screen of NukkadShop POS application. So in the home screen, first we get to see the dashboard here. In the dashboard, there are 4 blocks which are visible here. The first block talks about the inventory. The second block talks about the revenue or the sale. The third block talks about the average basket. And the fourth block talks about the number of bills happening in the store. So coming to inventory, the first thing is the available inventory, that is 458 as we are seeing, and it talks about the total number of items in the store. And the second thing is out of stock, that is like the list of items which are exhausted, are at 0 or in minus. The third thing is about the low inventory. So every item can have an reorder level. If the item goes below that reorder level, the way we have the way we have reserve in our bike, if it goes beneath that, that will be shown as alert. Coming to sales, we can get to see the clear picture of 5 days sales report here in a graphical representation. This can be seen weekly. We can even see monthly reports here, where you can understand whether you are growing or degrowing, and the yearly reports also. So this is primarily needed for the retailer to understand how the business is happening in this case. So coming to the third block, which is like average basket, this will talk about average what amount the customer is buying from your store. This is very much needed for a businessman regarding the sales. And coming to the fourth block, which is number of bills, it primarily talks about the walk-ins happening on daily, weekly, monthly. If the sales is less and the number of bills is high, that says that the average basket is low, and also means that the inventory is low. To increase the sales with the number of bills, that we need to increase the average basket. That can only happen if we increase the inventory range for the customer. So just by seeing these 4 blocks, we can understand how to manage the business to increase the sales. Now clicking on the menu button, we have a single button in the software. This will help us to easily navigate through the entire software for the user. Primarily there are 8 functionalities in this software which are seen on the menu button. The first one is the dashboard. The next is the billing, where it is used for billing of the system. Beneath it we have inventory, which will help in managing the inventory. Reports, we have promotions in campaigns. We have accounts for the multiple users. We have settings and a logout button. So now coming to billing, when I click on billing, we get to see primarily 4 functionalities: new bill, credit customers, transactions to see the sales transactions, and a refund. Refund is for the customer returns. Apart from this, we even have a shortcut for the billing. This is the floating icon which we can see on the right side bottom. So whatever the function you are operating in the software, on every screen this floating icon is visible. Just by clicking on this floating icon, that will take you to the billing screen. So in the billing screen, this is asking us to shift in. So here we can see that's a shift number 2, and it's asking us to enter the opening balance. I clicked on the opening balance. Per se, I'm just entering 1000 rupees to the system, and also 500. I would say like 2 notes. So totally 2000 rupees as opening balance. I'm shifting in. Now I get to see the ask customer details, where I enter the customer contact number, which is unique for this retail outlet. So every bill, whichever the bill happens in this system, that happens on the customer's mobile number. I'm just entering the customer mobile number. So now here on the right side tab, I get to see the customer information, that is Sunil, and his mobile number, average basket, and lifetime value of this customer. So here we can see average basket as 662 rupees, and till date the customer has spent like 4537 rupees in this store, and the 100% here we seeing is the profile is like 100% updated. In the first visit is like 1 month ago, and the last visit is like 18 hours ago. And if I click on the edit button, you can even edit the profile of the customer. Per se, I'll just enter the surname of the customer. If you're a resident of a gated community, I can enter the flat number instead of the customer name. Basically, this helps us in understanding what's the purchase of this household. So you can even enter the alternate number where his wife or father can use the same account. I enter the family size and update the entire profile and save the profile. Now we can see that customer's profile is 100% updated. Coming to the billing, so there is bill number 1 happening. Beneath it we can see the search tab, where we can search the product with barcode, product name, or brand name. So whatever the list of products which will come, we can see this product name here, MRP, selling price, quantity, and total. We have a suggestions tab here. Basis on the customer's previous purchase history, we get the list of suggestions which customer has earlier picked. So where cashier can pitch and ask the customer like, do you want me to help you with this list of items which you picked earlier, something like that. So now coming to quick items, here we can see the list of 20 quick items. So we can update this list with fast moving 20 items, where just by clicking on this item that gets added to the billing screen for faster billing. Example like milk packets or carry bags, just we can add it here just by touching it, that will get added to the billing screen. And if you want to remove it from the billing screen, you can click on this cross and remove it from the billing screen. Coming to the custom item, so whatever the list of items which are not added to the inventory, but you want that to get added to the billing so that you will not stop the flow of billing. Example, I will enter rice here, that gets added to the billing screen directly. So this item is not there in inventory, but billing will happen. In this case, if I want to multiply the quantity of any item, or if I want to give any item specific discount, I'll click on this ghee, and here selling price is 90. And if I'm planning to give 5 rupees discount, which will be like 5.56%. If I'm giving him 10 rupees discount, that will be 11.11%. If I want to give the discount in percentage, I have given 10%, that is 9 rupees. So these two fields are interdependent. If I want to multiply the quantity, then I'll click on the plus and I increase the quantity and save. So in this case, we have given 10% discount and 12 quantity, and we have saved it. Coming to search tab, I can search any product with barcode, product name, or brand name. For example, I'll enter Cadbury Bournvita. So that got added to the billing screen, and I'm entering perk here. So we can see the list of items in red color. These are the items which are coming from the base items, which are stored in cloud with product name, barcode, grammage, and MRP. So these items are not there in the inventory, but they have been fetched from cloud. So I'm selecting perk double 30 grams to the system. So that will be seen in red color. But once the billing happens, this particular item will get added to the inventory, so that next time when you bill this item perk double, that will be seen on the billing screen in black color. You can even fetch the item with a barcode. This is how it is seen. If you are using a barcode scanner, that will still increase the billing speed, so that you can directly scan and add it to the billing list. So now I would wish to check out. I'll click on bill. This is the closing screen on billing. So here we can see total sales as 1570, and we have given 10% discount on ghee product, which is 108 rupees, and the total of the bill is 1462 rupees. If I wish to give any additional discount on the total bill, I'll click here. That can be entered in percentage or value. Per se, if I enter 3%, that will be 43.86. If I want to give 30 rupees on the total bill value, that will be 2%. In this example, let's give 3%, which will be 43.86. And now the total bill value is 14.18. After bill details, now we need to enter payment method. So it primarily says about through which media the customer is paying to the retailer. So the customer can pay via cash, he can pay via Sodexo ticket restaurant coupons, which we need to enter, or he can purchase the goods through credit, which we'll be discussing in coming modules. He can pay the retailer via card, and there are some other payment gateways which are coming up like Paytm, MobiKwik or PayU. That information we need to select here. Apart from this, partial payment can happen through all the medias. For example, I'll select card. Here we need to enter the card information. For now, I'll just enter the total amount paid like 500 rupees and save. Now we can see the pending amount as 918 rupees. Now we'll select Sodexo as a payment gateway. Per se customer has given 50 rupees coupon, 5 quantity, which is like 250 rupees. And he has given 20 rupees coupon, 3 quantity, which is 310 rupees, and save it. We can see 608 as a pending amount. Now let's select cash as the payment method. Per se customer has given 700 rupees. 92 rupees is the return amount to the customer. Let's save this. Here the customer has paid through 3 different payment gateways. We can complete the bill without print or with print. Let's complete the bill with print. So this is the closure of the bill. We can get the printout of the bill. Now let's see the printout of the bill. So this primarily consists of a header and a footer. On the header we have store name, store address, TIN number of the store and the phone number. Beneath it we have the time of the bill and the date of the bill number, customer name and phone number, and beneath it we have the total list of items customer has picked along with rate, quantity and the total. If there is any specific discount given to the item, even that information is just beneath that item. Total of that bill. We even have VAT information and all the different payment methods customer has paid through, total cash tendered, cash returned and retailer status. Now while billing, if the customer goes back to pick some other item and I just want to keep this bill on hold and bill the next customer in line, I just need to click on the plus icon here. Then the second bill opens. I'll just enter the second customer's information. So this is the second customer's billing screen. So like this, I can do 5 bills here. If I want to skip this Ask Customer Details screen, I just need to click next to it. That screen is skipped. If I again want to enter customer information, I'll click on Add Customer. That is visible here where I can enter customer information. If needed, I can go back to bill number 1 and process this bill. I can go to bill number 2 or bill number 3 and process these bills as well accordingly. While billing, if the cashier wants to end a shift so that the new cashier will join the counter, he need to just click on the shift end, and that will take you to the shift end screen where the business date is seen and the number of the shift is seen and the POS number is seen. We even get the details of the card, cash, Sodexo, return change, this information, and we even have total amounts. If there are any differences, that information is given. If there are any adjustments, like I paid money through cash to the supplier, I can mention that value here. If there are any reasons behind it, that can be mentioned. We can see day end and print. We can see day end, shift end and print, and shift end. So 4 buttons are there. If I click on day end or day end when print, so that particular business day will stop and system will start with next business day. If I click on shift end, that particular shift will end and new cashier can log in and get started with billing. So day end and day end with print will end the business day, and those are allowing buttons. So now let's click on shift end and log out. So now your shift has been updated successfully. Now going to the second option in billing, that's credit customers. If I click on that, I get to see the list of customers, name, mobile number, total purchase done by them, total deposits done by them, and balance amount of this particular customers. Let's see this. Here the total deposit is 5,000 and balance is 5,000. Here total deposit is 500, balance is 275. Beneath it deposit is 500, balance is 350. And here there is no deposit, but the balance is minus 699 in red color, which means the credit customer, and the green one is the prepaid customers. This is how we manage credit customers. Basically, this works like a wallet. Let's take an example and add a new customer. So I'm just entering a phone number of the customer and his name. Let's take an example of Ramesh, and he has done an initial payment of 5,000 rupees. And let's click on save. This is how the customer gets updated. So whenever the Ramesh visits the store and he gives his number and billing happens on his number, that particular bill value will be deducted from this 5,000. So whenever his credit balance is exhausted from this 5,000 rupees, then we get a pop-up that the credit balance is insufficient. If you want to disable any customer, directly you can disable the customer. That means that credit billing doesn't happen on that particular number. Later, if you want to enable, you can just enable this and get started with this. If I want a detailed transaction history, click on the customer. I get to see the total purchase amount, total deposit, balance amount, and the history of the transaction. By clicking on the date filters, I can get the date filters from specific date to specific date and history of that particular timeline. If I want to add a payment to this particular transaction or the customer, click on add payment, select whether it is a cash or card, enter the amount and click on the save. We even get the print of the credit deposit the customer has done. So in this case, the deposit has happened on 6th January and one more deposit happened on 3rd January, that is 500 rupees, and one purchase happened, that is 150, where the balance is 1350. Seeing the current demonetization issue, here customer can pay advance money in his wallet and avail that money for his regular purchases. If I want to check the credit history of any specific customer, I can search that customer on his name or mobile number and check his credit transactions. Now let's try with an example. I'm just entering customer's number. We just added 5,000 rupees on the name of Ramesh. So I just came to the billing screen. On the name of Ramesh, I'm adding items to the billing screen. 726 is the total bill. I'm choosing credit as the payment method and complete the bill. Now let's go back to credit customers. Open Ramesh transaction history. So he has deposited 5,000 rupees, purchased 726 rupees, and the balance amount is 4,274 rupees. Now let's see transactions in billing. Transaction primarily says about all the online and offline orders happening in the store. If you want to see the history of all offline bills happening in the store, click on completed orders. You get to see the history of all offline bills happening in the store. For any specific timeline you want to see the orders, click on the filters, select one specific date to specific date. Then you get to see the transactions of particular timeline. You can search any order by order ID, name of the customer or mobile number of the customer of particular transaction. Coming to online orders, all the 4 options which are seen above, these are used for only online orders. Coming to new transactions, here we can see 3 orders, that is online orders by Ashwini, and there are 2 orders by Raghu. For online orders, we'll be having a green light on the right side. Now let's check Ashwini's order in detail. Here we can see the name of the customer, contact number, total number of items ordered, address where the order has to be delivered, date and time of the delivery like 2:30 p.m. on 6th January, and there is a specific note which is mentioned like get the change for 1,000 rupees. And coming to the payment mode, the total bill value, delivery charges, coupons implied, coupon discount, additional discount. So the total transaction related information. Here we get to see the list of items which have been ordered, and we need to first check the list and confirm whether all these items are available at our place. Let's say that tomato is not available and accept the order. Here we have accept and reject button as well. Basis on the delivery time, if we can't deliver that particular order, then we can reject the order where order will be declined. If I accept the order, then there is an information tab where I need to enter why I have removed that particular item, like if it is out of stock, that information will be entered and click on OK. Now the order has been accepted. Once the order is accepted, there goes a message to the customer that Lakshmi Stores has accepted your order and it's getting ready for the delivery. Now at the bottom we can see this out for delivery button. Before we click on that, we need to ensure that all the items have been picked and packed and click on out for delivery. In orders, primarily there are two types. One is pickup order and one is delivery order. Coming back to pickup orders, let's go back to orders and see the new transactions. Our order has been moved to the accepted orders. Now I'll click on accepted orders. Here we can see Ashwini. Earlier there were 8 items. Now we can see 7 items here. Above that we can see packed orders and out for delivery orders. Packed orders means customer asks you just to pack the items and put it at your place and he will come and pick it up. And if it is an out for delivery order, then that has to be packed and click on out for delivery. So let's see this order. It is an delivery order, that's why it's mentioned as delivery at. If it is an pickup order, then that would have been like pickup at. Now when I click on out for delivery, this particular order will be out for delivery block, and later when I click on order completed, this order will be completed and customer will get an SMS that your order has been completed. So if needed, you can click on the print button and get the printout of that particular order, which can be delivered to the customer along with the packet. Now going to the completed orders, we can see the list of orders in the completed orders. Whatever the offline orders are there, they are seen digitally, and all the online orders are seen in alphabetical order number. On the right side we can see the lights. The green lights are the online orders and the grey lights are the offline orders. Coming to the fourth option in billing, that is refund. Click on the refund. We get to see the history of all the previous bills. If any customer brings any item to return to the store, that can be accepted through this refund option. To accept the refund, we need to search that particular bill basis on the bill number, customer name or mobile number and fetch that particular bill. For example, let me select the date like 6th of December till 6th of January. So the filter has been applied here. So these are the list of bills from 6th December to 6th January. Now I need to fetch the bill on which I need to take the refund. Let me select this 476 value bill. So in this bill there are 6 items in 7 quantity, and we can see that there are 2 quantities of strawberry malt, selling price of 78, and per se he wants to return this item, and I clicked it 1 and 2. And if there are any 1 quantity, I can just add only 1 to it. There is an lock here, I can't increase to more than 1. Now click on quick view, and these are the list of items which we selected for refund. Save it, and we can see 476 as total and proceed. Now this is one item which we are taking as a return. Now we need to select whether we are giving cash to the customer or we are giving a credit note. If you are giving cash return to the customer, that will be seen in the cash return at the settlements, and if you are giving any credit note, we need to enter the customer mobile number. So I am entering the customer mobile number. So this 156 rupees will be added to the customer's account and we get the credit note print. And if we are returning by cash, we'll select cash and select the reason why we are accepting the return, whether it is a damaged goods or wrong variant or overpriced product. And this information can be seen in reports, and by clicking on complete, we can complete and close this particular transaction. So whatever the refund which we have done, if it is by cash, that particular cash will be shown in the settlements, and whichever the item which we accepted as in return, that will be added to inventory. In inventory module, we'll be having inventory, GRN, suppliers and taxes. Coming to inventory, this is the list of items we are selling. So total available items 459 is the batch which we are able to see here. These are the list of SKUs which are available in the store. Coming to the footer, 459 is the total SKUs and 7644 is the number of units. This is the total number of SKUs and this is total number of units. So in stock value, in total we have like 3,67,563 rupees worth of stock in our inventory. And this is the update button to update the SKUs, and this is enable disable button to make the stock available or unavailable for this list of items. On top we can see 6 tabs here: available, low inventory. So for every SKU we set up an reorder level. So this low inventory consists of list of SKUs which have gone beneath the reorder level. Now here we can see the quantity as 2. That means that the reorder level was 5 and it has gone beneath it. That means it's an alarming situation for us. Coming to out of stock, here we can see the list of items which are in 0 or in minus. So that means that we need to immediately place an order to a supplier and get the quantities refilled. Here on the right side corner of the screen, we can see this enable disable button at the availability. Per se, let's see this product, Fresh Mint 12-hour Protect, and this particular product has been stopped in the market, and when your cashier is billing, you don't want this product seen on the billing screen. So you need to just go to availability column and disable this particular PLU. You can see here all PLUs will get inactivated. Click on OK, and now this product can't be billed as this is inactivated. So if you want to see all the inactive items, you need to just click on inactive tab. Here we get to see all the list of inactive items which we disabled earlier. We can see our Fresh Mint here. If you want to activate any of these items, you need to go to this availability column, click on this toggle button again, and this particular item will be moved from inactive items and seen in available items. So while adding inventory, if you are entering the expiry date of any SKU, all the near expiries are seen in this near expiry tab, and if there are any SKUs which are expired, they are seen in this tab. So any information related to inventory is seen in this inventory module. So now let's go to available and see the list of items here, and I would like to take an example of Nice Time Biscuits, and I want to update the inventory. Here we can see total quantity as 10. If I add 5 to it, now the total quantity has become 15. If I want to remove 5 out of it, now the total quantity becomes to 5. If I want to set it to 5, so I need to click on set. Now the total quantity is 5. So if I add 5 to it, that becomes 15. If I remove or set, that becomes to 5. Now let's add 5 quantities to inventory. Select the reason add new stock. Now here we can see MRP as 10 rupees, cost price 7.35, selling price 9.80. And we need to cross verify the barcode as well. If it is same, now we can click on save. Now we can see that Time Biscuits inventory has been updated to 15. Now if I click on that, we can see the PLU numbers. That is PLU number 1 with 10 MRP and 15 in stock. If I want, I can edit it. Per se, if I want to change the barcode or MRP or the selling price, per se, let's change the MRP to 12 rupees, and whatever the discount we are giving, we'll remove it. Let's make the discount to 0, and the selling price has been changed to 12, and save it. Now there is a new PLU created here. We have 12 rupees PLU and 10 rupees PLU. So customer can choose any of these two from the inventory. So at the cash counter, whichever is there in your hand, whether it is 12 rupees one or 10 rupees one, basis on that you will select the PLU in the billing screen and bill. For example, this 12 rupees PLU has been discontinued. I'll just disable it, and only 10 rupees PLU will be displayed on the billing screen. So if I want to add a new item to the inventory screen, I can just search the item by barcode, product name or brand name. If I can't fetch the product, I need to click on add item. Per se, I'll just write perk here. So perk double 30 grams, brand name Cadbury, and we need to select if it is a food item or non-food item. Basis on that we'll get reports. Coming to cost price excluding tax, I'm just taking it as 7 rupees and quantity as 20. Low inventory, at which point you want the alert? Let's take it as like 5 and enter the barcode of the product. And let's choose the tax slab, whether it can be 18.5% or 5%. Let's take like 5% as an example. So 35 paisa is the tax amount. 7 plus 0.35, 7.35 is the cost price inclusive tax. If you want to add expiry, you can add it here. So let's take MRP as 10 rupees. Selling price also as 10 rupees. If you want to give any discount, like this is an SKU level discount. Per se, I'm giving 2% on the SKU. I'll just enter it here. 2%. So it is 20 paisa discount. Nitin Agencies is the supplier. So on MRP we have 26.5% margin. If I want on selling price, I'll click here. it is 25%. So coming to availability, whether you want to sell the product online and retail store or only in retail store. Let's select online and retail and save this item. So per se, if you are selling loose items, so here we don't have sugar in the inventory. Let's click on create and add loose sugar to the inventory. So I'm just writing product name sugar, brand name own, and here we need to select loose because it's a loose item. Let's take cost price as 45, quantity as 50 kgs, low inventory as 5 kgs. Barcode if you have we can enter, else we can ignore it. Unit is 1 unit. Because it's a loose item, we get to see it in kgs or liters. We'll not have packets or pieces here. Let's select kg. And now let's put MRP as 50 rupees. Here we can see the margin as 10%. And now let's save the item. So by adding an item as a loose item, we can give a variable quantity to that particular item. Let's go back to billing and check this once again. I'm adding loose sugar to the billing screen. Now when I click on this, I can give the variable weight to this. Per se, customer has chosen 2.33 grams. So now the total is 116 rupees. Let's change it to 0.66 grams and see. So the total is 33 rupees here. So this is how we select the variable weights here and save the item. So here we can see loose sugar, MRP 50 rupees, 66 quantity, 33 rupees. The same thing we can check in inventory. We can see like loose sugar 1 kg, 50 quantity of this stock cost. So whatever the items we have in inventory, that can be exported to Excel just by clicking the button on the right side top, export button. You can download this particular thing or you can send it via mail. It will be directly added as an attachment. A downloaded sheet can be shared to the computer. So now we have seen how to add an item to the inventory, how to get access to that item, edit item, or if you want to remove that item from the inventory, how do we do that? So if it is an professional outlet, the inventory addition will happen through this GRN module. So whenever we purchase items from the supplier gives us an invoice. We can digitally add this invoice to the system through this GRN module. If you crudely want to add inventory to the system, we'll just go to inventory module, click on update and add quantities. But through GRN, just by clicking on this GRN, we get to see the history of all the GRNs we have done till date. So this is a professional way of adding inventory to the system. So here we can search any GRN by the supplier name or the invoice number. Even by the date we can search the invoices for the future reference. Here we have a search tab here where you can search by supplier or the invoice number and get to see all the history of that particular supplier. For example, let's select this guy Viren, where the invoice date is 7th November and the total value is 75,583, and see the detailed invoice of this particular supplier. So GRN number is an auto generating number 69. GRN date, it's an auto generating date, so today's date. Invoice number we need to mention here. Invoice date we need to mention. So these are the list of items which we added earlier for this particular GRN number. Coming to the billing details, here we can see total sales, total tax 883, total discount 273. In detail you can see scheme discount, we can see key discount, cash discount, and grand total 75,583. So this is how we check the previous GRNs which we added. And if there are any pending GRNs which we stopped in the middle, those can be seen here. So now let's see how to add a GRN to the system. Let's click on add GRN, and this GRN number is an auto generating number. Even GRN date is auto generating. Let's enter the invoice number of the GRN and the invoice date. Per se, that should be like around 2 days before the GRN date. And if this GRN is happening basis on a PO, we need to click on the PO and enter the PO number here. Let's say that this is not a PO, we'll add the GRN directly. Let's select the supplier, Parvat Agencies, and we can add the item by clicking on add item on the top. Let's type and see Farex here. So this is already there in our inventory. I chose it, Farex Infant, brand name Nestle. food item. So here already MRP is added 349 rupees because this item is already there in our inventory, but cost price is not entered. So let's enter the cost price here as 300 rupees, quantity as 3 quantity, no free quantity, so total is 900. Per se, if we got some scheme discount, let's take 3% as scheme discount. 27 rupees is the scheme discount value. Key discount is something which is outlet specific. Let's take it as 2% here, that is 17 rupees. 27 plus 17, which is like 44.46. So now the taxable amount is 855. On top of that, let's add tax percentage here. Let's take 5% as the tax percentage. So on top of 855, 5% tax will be added, which is like in value 42.78. Now the cost price inclusive tax is 299 rupees and MRP is 349. Selling price is 349. No discount. Now the margin on selling price is 14.2%. And now let's save the item. So 349 is the MRP, 299 is the cost price, 3 units is what we received. While doing GRN addition, if suddenly customer comes in, we can just click on the save button and save this particular GRN. And this GRN will be seen in pending GRNs. Once the billing is done, we can again click on that GRN and get started with item addition. Let's consider there is only one item in this particular GRN. Click on complete. And now the GRN will move from pending GRN to completed GRNs. Here we can see this GRN information, Parvat Agencies, invoice number and 898 is the total. Now let's see suppliers in inventory. So this is the list of suppliers who are supplying to our store. So we'll have their information by clicking on new supplier, add supplier information here like name, phone number, email ID, contact person name, city and their address, and this is the entire information of the supplier. And now you can click on save to save this particular supplier. If you want to edit the profile of the supplier, you can click on the edit and get the information edited and close it. If you want to check the details of SKUs which the supplier is sending us, you can click on the supplier. You can see the list of items which the supplier is sending to us. The way these items get added to this list is, while adding the item in inventory or through GRN, we need to select the supplier. Basis on that, these items will be automatically assigned to the supplier. So we need not add items individually to this list. So we need to be pretty cautious while adding items to inventory or GRN. So if you want to search the supplier in this, we have a search tab on the tab where you can directly search the supplier basis on the name, mobile number or by TIN number. So this is all about the suppliers. Now let's see the fourth option, taxes. Taxes is all about the type of taxes which retailer is accepting and paying to the government. So the data which we are seeing here is more or less like a junk data. Primarily there are 3 types of taxes, that is 0%, 5% and 14.5%. We need to click on add new tax to enter a tax value. Let's give a tax name like VAT. And the tax code, that's like VAT 14.5% and tax value, that is 14.5%. This is the deduction value and application date of the tax, that's today's date, and save. So now here we can see the list of tax slabs which we added to the system. While adding any item to the inventory or GRN, next to the cost price we have this tax percentage column. Where you click on that, you will see the drop down of all these 3 taxes. You need to select the particular tax. Basis on that, the tax reports will be generated for that particular SKUs. So whenever we are adding items in GRN or inventory, next to cost price, we need to assign the tax slabs. Then only we will get proper purchase and sales reports where we can submit our sales tax returns to the government. So this is all about the taxes. Now we are done with inventory. Now let's see with reports. For every businessman to understand whether the business is running in the right way or not, there is a high need for the reports. Basis on these reports, he can streamline the business. Primarily there are 4 kind of reports. They are customer related reports, inventory related reports, sales related reports, profit related reports, and settlement is something to do with shift end and day end for that day. Here we can see settlement specific reports. Now coming to customer reports, In customer reports, primarily we have three options like customer spend history, customer retention, and loyalty. In customer spend history, we get to see the total list of customers of the store and their previous spend history. So, for example, let's take like we have 1200 customers in this store. This entire list consists of all the 1200 customers. If you want to export this particular information, we can just click on this export button on the right hand top and export this entire information. Here we can see the total purchase of the customer, total number of bills he has done till date, and average how many items he is picking per bill, and when was his the last visit. For example, like 45 minutes ago, 59 minutes ago, 1 month ago, we can see like 6 months ago as well. Basis on that, we can segment the customers and send the trigger SMS. So now let's take this customer Ashwini. Till now she has done like 5,799 worth bills. Those are 10 bills. When I click on that, I get to see the information of the customer Ashwini, total 10 bills, value of the bills, and the total list of bills she has done till date. So these are those 10 bills. If I click on one specific bill, so I'll get the detailed list of items which that customer has picked on particular date or time. So for reference, we can keep these bills. So coming to the customer retention, this is an extension for the customer spend history. Here we get to see the detailed spend history of the customer on weekly basis, like week 1 visits, week 2 visits, week 3 visits, and week 4 visits. Basically, these reports are useful if we are running any campaigns like a Diwali campaign or some plastic mailer running in the store, or if we are running any combo offer, something like that. Basis on that, we can understand how the offer is running, how the offer is working on weekly basis, like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and accordingly we can send the trigger SMS to the customers. We can even filter the information yearly and monthly. Coming to loyalty, here we get to see the list of customers who earn the loyalty points and how many points an individual customer has earned. To increase the customer retention, loyalty is one of the powerful tool. On every purchase customer does, if he is gifted with loyalty points, so that will encourage the customer to visit the store for multiple times. So all this loyalty information can be searched on the above search tab basis on the name and mobile number of the customer and check how many points an individual customer has earned and total number of points the store has offered on today and yesterday, and any particular custom range can be checked here on the right top. Here we can see the customer name and mobile number, total amount he has purchased, and the last visit. Here we can filter the customer basis on number of points he earned or the last visit and send an SMS that he has earned this many number of points. So now we are done with customer reports. Now let's see inventory related reports. In inventory reports, we have fast moving items. So here we have a list of fast moving items, their brand name, their product name, the category which the product belongs to, the subcategory to which the product belongs to, total quantity sold, and the revenue which we have generated for the quantities, and the profit of that particular SKUs. So basically here we understand what are the fast moving items, what are the slow moving items, what items to stock and what items not to stock, and where we are investing more money, that information is shown here. At times we invest on slow moving items and our investment will get blocked. So basis on this reports, we understand that we need to invest on fast moving items for faster rotation of the investment. All the information related to fast moving items, slow moving items, expiry items is shown here. If you want any detailed day specific information, you can check like today's, yesterday's, weekly, monthly, any custom date filters that can be seen. Coming to write-offs in inventory reports, these are the list of items which have been eliminated from the inventory because they are expired or damaged or something. So this write-off will happen on the inventory screen, but the reports of the write-offs is seen here. For example, let's take this item Kharbuja seeds, where 35 quantity has been damaged or lost and we have eliminated it from the inventory. Here on the right side we can see the reason of all the write-offs. That means that we have done write-off of 17 items of 184 quantity worth of 9,185 rupees. So items worth of 9,000 are been damaged from the store. If needed, we can export this information as well. Write-offs happen in the inventory screen by clicking on the remove button and eliminate the quantities from the inventory. Now let's come to third reports, that is sales reports. So any businessman will have his primary interest on sales reports. So here we can see the total value. This is the sales we have done for today. If needed, we can check like yesterday's sales, a month's sales, and any custom date filters where we can check the reports on any date to any date. Here we have a footer which talks about total items sold in quantities, total sales, total revenue for the month, and total profit for the month. Here we are seeing bill specific sales reports. Even reports can be seen basis on the customer information here. We can even see category specific sales, subcategory specific sales, product specific sales, and media specific sales. Coming to category sales, primarily we have 5 different categories here, like grocery staples, miscellaneous, beverages, branded foods, and custom category, and total quantity sold and revenue generated out of it. Subcategory is like deep dive into the categories and their quantity sold and revenue generated out of it. Coming to product information, we see like brand specific and product specific sales and their quantity sold, revenue generated, etc. Media reports, this is today's reports. Even we can get yesterday's reports as well. This primarily talks about through which media how much revenue has been generated in sales count and amount received. Now coming to VAT reports, here this particular reports are useful for sales tax returns, and any purchase VAT reports and sales VAT reports can be generated from this VAT reports at the product level. Here we can see the product name, MRP, selling price, and the cost price. Basis on that, the reports can be generated. Coming to hourly reports, if you want a detailed reports on hourly wise, like from this hour to this hour, even those reports can be generated. If your business is in multiple stores, even those detailed reports can be generated in this sales reports. Coming to profit margin reports, here we see profit margin, P&L and pre-P&L projections. In the profit margin reports, we see the detailed information at the SKU level. Here we can see the name of the SKU, MRP of the SKU, cost price, selling price, total quantity sold of that particular SKU, margin earned at the single SKU level, and total quantity level. Even that information is seen here. Coming to P&L reports, here we see total profit and loss made at the store level, and next to it we have P&L projections. Basis on the purchase and the sales, even we can see the upcoming profit and loss projections. Coming to the fifth option in the reports, that is settlements. Here we can see current and pending settlements. If the cashier wants to end his shift and settle the revenues for this shift, he need to click on the shift end in the settlements. And if the business want to settle the day with the revenues, then he need to click on the day end in settlements. Per se, now I want to do the shift end and I am leaving the counter now. Now I will settle the entire revenue or the sale happened in this particular shift by clicking on shift end. If I click on day end, then I will settle the entire transactions for the day and the day will get settled. Now if I click on the day end, I get to see 2 options, day end and log out. Here I am not doing day end. The reason being, if I click on that, this particular business day will get settled, as it is connected with the server time. Shift end is something which a cashier can do shift end and leave. And here we can see the pending shift ends, because the shift end was not properly done here. So we need to go to that particular day and do the shift end. A responsible cashier will always do a shift end. Now we are done with settlements. Coming to promotions module, here we have 2 options, that is offers and campaigns. Coming to offers, here we have already pre-templated offers where we select an offer and accordingly those offers will get added to the bill. So here we'll have like 12 to 13 templates. For now we have only 1 template in offers and remaining templates are yet to come. So for now 1+1 offer is there. So the way we add it is click on add offer. Here we can see like 1+1 offer. We'll name it as Diwali offer. Select the item. Let's take this Colgate product, 2 quantity, and select the same product again, 1 quantity. This means that 2+1. So let's put the validity today's date till February 6th and add offer to the system. Now we can see the Diwali offer. If you want to edit the offer, you can click on edit, change the validity date and save the offer. So this is the history of the offers and the validity date. Once the validity date is done, this particular offer will be removed from the screen. We even have one more offer here. Click on add offer. This is something called discount offer. By clicking on this, where you can create and discount for particular SKU and get added to the offers list. So we have 2 for now. There are 13 more templates yet to come, like 1+1 or 2+1 or 10% off, 20% off, or on total value of 2000, one particular product will be added to the bill. On total value of 5000, 3% will be added to the bill. Now let's review this offer, Diwali offer. Here we have added 2 fresh mint, 1 will be free. So when I build 2 quantities of fresh mint, 1 will get automatically added to the bill at free of cost. So this is how this particular template is designed. Coming back to our promotions module, we even have campaigns beneath offers. Primarily these two offers and campaigns are designed to increase the value in sales. This primarily helps us in increase the walk-in in the store. By clicking on campaigns, here we can send an transactional SMS to the customer that we are selling online, and even the customer can purchase online. Now let's take an example. I'll write the customer's name, Venkat, his mobile number, and click on send. Now the customer gets an SMS that thanks for purchasing from this particular store. Now click on the below link to download the Nookat Shop app for online purchase. This is how we send a SMS invite. Apart from this, we even can send a social invite through Facebook or WhatsApp to purchase online through Nookat Shop app. Coming to broadcast, this is one platform where I can send an SMS offer or a promotion to all your customer base. For example, I would like to send a broadcast to all my existing customers. It's an Diwali offer. Get 5% off on all the purchases done in the store, and click on broadcast. So now this broadcast has been sent to all my existing customer base. Now I can see the most recent broadcast. I can even see the time and date of that particular broadcast here. So whatever the broadcast I sent to my entire customer base, that will be seen in this screen, where we can refer to history of all broadcasts. Now let's go to accounts. Here we get the list of users. These users are our employees. So we create a login credentials for all these users. So whatever the master login retailer gets, beneath that master login, he can create multiple user logins and give the access basis on the permissions. Here we can see the list of users and their role in the store, like whether he's a cashier or store manager or a main admin person, their phone number and email IDs as well. To create an account, we need to click on add account on the right side top, enter account details, and assign the roles and permissions. We need to identify whether he is a cashier, store manager or admin person. Let's freeze with cashier here. So here we get to see the cashier related modules. So we need to select the permissions here. So billing is one thing which he needs. Credit customers, adding and giving credit to the customer is one thing he needs. Whether he needs transactions, I don't think so. Does he need reports? I don't think so. Settings is one thing which he needs to give the printer settings. Refund is one thing where if the customer returns the goods, he need to accept that goods. So I'm enabling this here. Per se, if he's a store manager, what does a store manager do? He does inventory management, GRN, suppliers, or he creates offers to the store. So these type of information we need to enable. Now let's enable it and see. GRN, inventory, suppliers, transactions he doesn't need, offers to create offers, taxes related information, refund, settings also he might be needing. If he is an admin, now the modules here changes, so we get more modules for access. So now let's freeze with cashier and give him billing, refund, credit, settings, and save this particular account. So it's asking us for a valid phone number. So we need to enter a 10-digit number here. So that will accept only 10-digit number. And whatever the options here which are like star marked, these are the mandatory fields. So we need to enter these fields compulsory and save. So this particular person Ramesh, he has resigned from this company. If needed, if I want to disable him, I can disable this particular account, and that particular user ID and password will be disabled. Now let's go to settings. The functioning of the software can be changed from this settings module. In this settings module, initially we just enter the account related information here. The information is very much relevant to the owner of this store. So here first we enter the name of the owner, email ID of the owner and mobile number. If we are planning to change the password, we can just directly click on the change password and enter the current password, new password and confirm the new password and update. Whatever the input we give in this account information, especially the email ID, all the reports like our day end reports, sales reports, if there are any cancellations, all these log reports and any reports which we export to Excel and send to email, all these reports will be sent to this particular email ID. So we need to be cautious about this ID. Coming to this mobile number, any password changes, online orders or OTPs will be sent to this particular mobile number. So this is how we enter owner's information. Coming to store details, here we enter owner's name, mobile number, alternate number, shop name and shop tagline. Here we can see Lakshmi store and the tagline happy shopping. And other details in store details like minimum order or online payment information, we need to mention all this information for online sales, where customer will get to see the closing time, opening time of the store, where he get to see the minimum order of the store. Accordingly, he'll place an order. Now let's enter the minimum order and see. Per se I'll enter 200 or 500. I need to click on this tab. I'm entering 500 here. And coming to online payment information, these are the payment gateways which we are offering to the customer for online order payments. I can select something out of it, where I'll need to just click on this tab and I can see the options like cash on delivery, Sodexo, ticket restaurant, card. I need to check on the boxes and click on done. Now I have completed with online payment. I need to even select the service areas, which are the areas where I am going to do the home delivery. I'll select that information as well. So all the details in the store details are very much online home delivery centric information. So we need to be cautious in doing this thing. I'll just click on the service areas now and check how to add. Now let me click on the service areas. I'll get the list of service areas of this particular city. So you need to select the city. Accordingly, you'll get the list of service areas of that particular city in alphabetical manner. I need to go and search for the areas, select the areas where I'm going to do home delivery and click on done. So accordingly, all the areas are getting saved to the system. Here we can see two radio buttons here, enable denomination and enable central database. Enable denomination, once you enable this while doing billing, if you are accepting by cash and you want to enter the denomination of the notes like 50, 100, 1000 or 500, we need to click on this and enable. And coming to enable central database, if you enable this, there are already 25,000 items added to the central database of Nookat Shop. So while billing, you can see all those suggestions from the central database. And if you disable this, you can only see the list of items which are added to your inventory. And if you enable this, all the items which are saved to the cloud or central database to Nookat Shops, those items will be shown as suggestions in your billing screen. Coming to store address, here we mention the address of the store, pin code of the store, city, areas and lat long, that is the geolocation of your store, which will help you in doing geofencing for home deliveries, where only the customers of those areas can see this. And coming to store timings, even this is used for home deliveries only, where you mention the shop opening time, closing time. And coming to delivery gap, I need to mention how much time I'll take to do the home delivery. Per se, I will deliver the items in 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 90 minutes. Let's take 90 minutes. So that means that I'll take 1.5 hours once the order is placed. I need to mention that. And coming to temporary closed, per se you're going on a holiday for 3 days or something, I need to mention that information. Let's take an example from 7th of January to 10th of January. I'm on a holiday, so I want my store to be invisible for these 3 days. I'll mention that information and get the store closed for these 3 days. And coming to delivery time slots, so per se I want to do the home deliveries only in the morning. I don't want to do the deliveries in the evening. As my store is crowded, I'll just enable this, select the delivery slots and save. Accordingly, in the remaining slots, my store will be invisible and visible in the morning hours. So for a small store or a small enterprise, this is one good corporate outlook where you can get a proper delivery platform. Coming to store timings, these timings are not only for the home delivery, these timings will also help you in doing shift end and day end. Per se, let's keep our store opening time as 9 o'clock here. And what are the bills which happen before 9 o'clock are considered to be yesterday's bill here, until unless you do day end. If you do day end yesterday, then the bills will stop there and the fresh day, the fresh business day will start. Else you will get the reminder only after 9 o'clock. So this is what the importance of the store timings is. Now let's go to loyalty points. So on every purchase, if you want to gift your customer with some loyalty points or the gift points, we need to enable this particular option here. This is primarily for the customer retention strategy. So if you want your customer to visit multiple times to your store, you need to enable this, so that customer will be excited to earn more number of points, and in return on every purchase you might get some points added to his system or some gift added to his system. So that's an win-win situation. So I'm just now clicking on enable loyalty. That says that this particular functionality has been enabled. Now coming to eligible points. So it's not like how many I'll just earn like 5 points and redeem it. I need to fix some benchmark for this. So now let me enter the value here, like 100 points or 500 points. So below that he can't redeem it. And coming to amount to points, so we need to mention that how many points customer is going to earn on specific amount. Now let me enter the amount value like 100 rupees. So how many points is going to earn on 100, like 1 point or 2 point or 5 point. I need to mention that information here. Now let's enter 1 point. And coming to points to amount, so what is the value of 1 point in the system? Per se, for 1 point, I need to mention that is that equivalent to 1 rupee or 2 rupee. I need to just mention here like 1 or 2, that information. So overall what it means to say is, for every 100 rupee purchase, customer is going to gain 1 point, and the value of 1 point is 1 rupee. So that's otherwise that he is getting 1% discount on every purchase. So this is how we need to collect 500 points in total to redeem at least the first redemption, and these settings are made. And now I'll click on save. Yeah, so these settings are saved for loyalty. Now as a customer, when I enter my number in the billing screen, on my every purchase, accordingly the points get added to my number. So per se I have done a billing of 3000 rupees, 30 points will get added to the system. And the similar way, I need to collect 500 points to do my first redemption. So this is what loyalty settings is all about. Now let's go to printer settings. So whatever the input you mention in this particular tab, so this is the content which we see on the bill print. Now let's see the shop name, address and phone number. This input is taken from the store details page itself, whatever information you entered here. And when you go to printer settings, only the information which is there on the right side we need to enter. Apart from shop name, address and phone number, we need to mention the TIN number of the store, notes like per se thank you, visit again, any information. Notes is otherwise the footer of the bill print. So even we have an enable and disable buttons. Like if I want to disable anything here, like I'll disable notes, then notes will not be seen on the bill print. If I disable TIN number, that will not be seen. Again, if I enable it, then that information is seen. If I don't want to see phone number, I can disable it as well. Coming to number of bills to print, I can change it to 1, 2 or 3, whatever we want. For example, in hotels, people might ask for 3 prints, where 1 for the customer, 1 for kitchen, 1 for records, something like that. So we can mention whatever the number we want. Coming to printer types, here we can see only printer 1. If you connect the system with a barcode printer or some other second external printer, then we can see printer 2 also. We need to mention that printer 1 or 2, and we need to set the DPI also, 180 DPI or 200 DPI basis on the clarity and fit, and select whether it is a 2-inch print or 3-inch print and save the information. Once you save the information, we can click on sample print and get a sample print just to cross verify whatever the input we have given is right or wrong. If there are any changes, we can make those changes and resave it again and get started. Now coming to barcode settings, through NukkadShop software, even we can generate barcode labels from external barcode printers like TVS, TSC, Zebra or Bizerba and get the barcode label prints. Here we can see the label types also on the right hand side, that is printer configuration. Now let's go to select printer, where you need to select the brand of the printer, TVS or TSC, something like that. And we need to mention the print related information. Here we can see the PRN files, what size of label you are choosing, like 3.8 centimeters with 2.8 height or 5 centimeters with 4 centimeters height. We need to select what size of label you are inputting in this by clicking on these radio buttons. And the remaining content which you want on the print label, here it is clearly mentioned, like select the print content per se. If you want to mention the packet date and expiry date of the product and what should be the format of that particular date, whether it is month year format or date month year format, we need to select that. And if you want your call center number or phone number on the label, that information can be mentioned here. And if you want to enter the mail ID, your store ID or your support ID, enter the mail ID here. And here you can mention the FSSAI, food safety security related code, whatever the information you have, you can enter here and save it. So we have already selected the size of the label here. Now we need to go back to inventory to select the SKU. Let's type sugar NC. Let's generate a label for sugar. Here we can see the product loose sugar. Click on the product. Select the PLU. Here we need to mention our 6-digit barcode here. Mention the expiry. Let's take it like 6th of March. And the entire information is entered. Now click on print. So that will ask for how many copies you want. Select the number of copies you want as per the number of packets you have and click on the print. Now barcode print will be generated. Now we are done with settings. Now the last option is logout. Logout is something when one particular user wants to end a shift or hand over the software to the next user, he need to just click on logout so that his account will be logged out. But here we can see a notification, please complete your shift end. So that means that this particular account has been logged in when on particular user. He need to end a shift, then only the logout will happen. On the right side top here we can see shift end. And when I click on the shift end, here we can see shift end and print or just shift end. When I click on shift end and print, now we can get the shift end information. There is an 726 rupees worth of credit which happened. Refund cash which is like minus 156 and cash deposited, that was 6,000 rupees and there was no any cash transaction and total 6,570. So for on this particular business day, which is like 6/1/2017, the third shift which has happened, we are doing the shift end for this. If there are any adjustments that can be done, shift end and logout. So once the logout is done, now here we can see the login page. So the next person who is going to take over the shift, he can enter his credentials and login.